So if the audio is a little bit off, I apologize. I didn't bring down my microphone with me, and all I have is an older headset that maybe sometimes sort of works. I want to record some stuff real quick. The first retro PC build video that I did, I mentioned that the power supply was dirty, so I went and brought it down to my basement to work on it, clean it up, and I noticed I had a bunch of bulging capacitors, which I took some pictures of. I didn't take any video of, but I took some pictures of. So that got me thinking, well, I don't want to use that in the retro computer because I don't want it to fail. So I went and grabbed another power supply, and I figured, you know what, I should probably open it up just to be safe. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, this power supply I opened up years and years ago to remove a fan. This one, for some reason, had a fan on the outside and on the inside here, and it was taking up too much space, so I kind of jerry-rigged this thing here. So I've been in here once before, but it's been a long time, and I don't know what to expect. So I'm going to reopen this, and hopefully everything's fine. It just needs a quick cleaning. But when I started working on the last one, I said I need to replace power supply, and I should look at this one. And I said, you know what, I should look at all my spares. And I've got two more to go through. And I'm pretty sure one of them, which is just an El Cheapo, is probably going to be completely trashed. The other one is the other one's an Antex, so it should be in better shape. But because it's older, it may also have bad caps. So a little dusty, not too bad. These caps are fine. This one way down there seems to be fine. I don't see anything leaking. But unfortunately, I do see some bulging caps. Very so slightly, but they are. There's two of them. Actually, three are bulging. These three for sure. That one isn't, but I'll probably have to replace it. And then I've got one here and down here. So looks like I'm going to be ordering a bunch of capacitors. Now I've got some capacitors, but I don't have anything that would work in these. I mean, these here, well, just to give you an idea, the other, let me grab this real quick here, needs two 16-volt, 470 microfarad. I've got those, but I don't have 16-volt 2200 or 10-volt 2200. And I'm willing to bet this one uses some similar ones as well. Yeah, 2200, so that means this one is 2, this one probably is. I can't see it without removing it. This one here is the one that's in good shape. I can't read it, 2200, also 16. This small one here is probably a 470. I can't tell, I can't read it, and I definitely can't get the camera in there to find out. And in fact, the one next to it is also bad, so this one's going to need like half the caps replaced, if not just all of them. So this might not be worth it. It might be a lost cause. Might be able to salvage the fan and use that in another power supply, but it's a little dirty, but that can be easily cleaned. And this one's got RGB, or at least I think it was blue LEDs. So this one's going to be a lost cause, unfortunately. A lost cause tech. So we'll just set this aside for now. And let me take a look at El Cheapo, the other El Cheapo, because this one obviously isn't that great. It's heavy, but now this one has a giant fan on it, fortunately. Now I was able to look inside, and I couldn't see anything, but I also can't see everything, so we're going to have to open this one up too and take a look. This one's from 2006, December, so that's the manufacturing date. I don't remember why I didn't. Oh, I know why. First of all, I can't really use this one anyway on my retro build because this doesn't have a floppy power connector, the Mini Molex. It's got one SATA, 3 standard Molex, and then a 24-pin ATX with a 4-pin CPU, which this comes off to turn into just a standard 20-pin. Oops, warranty's about to be void. Oh no. I know I can get an adapter, a Molex to Mini Molex adapter, and I probably have to do that. because I'd like to have a couple of spare power supplies laying around just in case. How is this going to open? Fan attaches to this top. Oh, there we go. Plug the fan in now. This one here, as light as it is and sparse as it is, doesn't seem to have any bulging capacitors. So other than giving it a good cleaning, just a dusting basically, I can probably still use this. Now, there may be other components, like there's a little capacitor here that maybe these might not be in good shape. More than likely they are, but everything else seems fine. The fuse seems fine. Let me pull this out of the way or not. Trying not to pull too hard because there's not a whole lot of slack. Getting caught on something. Well, whatever. You can see, now I can see that the capacitors seem to be okay. So we'll just give this one a good cleaning, and maybe what I'll do is I'll order a mini Molex adapter. I could probably use the one from my Classic Mac project for the SCSI to SD, since that's still a little ways out. We'll see, depending on when I want to do this, finish this retro computer stuff. So I'll set this to the side. And now we'll take a look at the Antec. Now the Antec is also a 24-pin, 4-pin CPU. It's got PCIe, it's got SATA, standard Molex, but it also has one mini Molex, so that's good. Let's take this apart. Now this is a beefier one, it's heavy. Now the weight could just be from the heatsink. And it's not necessarily that a heavy power supply is technically better, but if you think about it, if it needs a nice beefy heatsink, that means it's got a lot of components in there for it to overheat. So more components is going to mean at the very least a cleaner power supply. Now, I probably should have said this at the beginning of the video, but if the power supply had just been powered down, do not open it. Let it sit for at least a couple of days, because some of the larger capacitors can hold power for a while. And well, these seem to be fine. And this is definitely going to be a little heavier because of these additional heat sinks, but these are basically cooling off the voltage regulators. Some additional capacitors here, those seem fine. Nothing, I don't see any of these capacitors as being bulging or anything, but I gotta remove this cable. Oh, these are not very good at snipping. I guess that's why they were a couple of bucks only. But I wanted some smaller, cheaper stuff from working on this because I don't want to destroy anything good, although if it's too cheap, it's not going to be able to do the job, right? So not a lot of slack here either, and I hate that when companies do that, but oh, no, there is one capacitor that's bulging right there. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's showing up on camera or not. It's at a weird angle, so I can't. Oh, and this one actually, no, that's not leaking. That's just some glue. Not sure what kind of glue that is, but it's glue. A little bit of dust in here, but otherwise it looks like it's going to be in okay shape. If I can find out what kind of capacitor that is, I may have it in stock, although I doubt it with my luck. What's the rating on it? I don't want to have to take the whole thing apart just to find one capacitor rating. Oh, okay. It broke off from the glue. 2200, 6.3 volts. So I definitely don't have that. It's the same one that the other ones need, so I'll probably have to order just a bunch of them just to have them. I'd imagine many various power supplies have that type. I could probably do like a 2210 volt if I can't find a 6.3 volt, but I'm willing to bet the 6.3 is common enough that they probably still have them. So I'll have to get a bunch of those, sadly. Let's go ahead and 2200 microfarad, 6.3 volt on that one. So the only one that I don't have to do any work on other than cleaning is the Codagen El Cheapo, but that's the one that doesn't have a mini Molex on it. I can continue on technically with the retro build, part 2 operating system install and everything, but not from a floppy drive, which is going to be tough since, well, DOS 6.2 and Windows 3.1 are exclusively floppy. Maybe someone's made a way to turn it into a bootable CD. I can try to find that, but I'd still like to have a working floppy drive. I could grab my Gotek out of the Amiga. Oh no, because that still needs a mini Molex power, so it doesn't matter. And I don't have any other spare power supplies anywhere, at least nothing that's got a mini Molex on it, because they don't really, there's no need for them anymore, right? So much for that. So what I'll do is, this will just kind of maybe be an update video for the retro build, maybe some other, I don't know what we'll do. And when I get the capacitors in, I'll update this one. That's that for now.